Yeah, Coach, you guys are up 87 to 80 with about 3 minutes to go. Maybe you talk me through the process of not having Gabby or Ezzy on the court. They outscore you 14 to 4 to end the game.
That group that was on the floor gave us good energy, sustained, and got us that lead. I wanted to keep rolling with that. Got us up to 7 to where we needed to, but then again, unfortunate plays on our end. I thought that we could have got some of those whistles, got to the free throw line. We did not. Then they got a lot of open looks because of those misses.
Sophia, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, can you talk to me about, what you saw from Brittany, and is she doing what you brought her here to do, and how can the team support her better in that?
I thought she had a great effort today. I think she's, capable of scoring in a multitude of ways, defending, different matchups, giving us some energy, still kind of new to the system. So taking care of the basketball in some possessions. I don't have to get used to that, but I think she's playing at a high level and giving us, yes, what we need.
All right, Christian, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Coming off of this 5 game skid and just the second half in general, I'm kind of wondering, like, what are you thinking as far as what the team needs to kind of get back on track, and how can you help and assist that way?
Um, it's a good question, just trying to find ways to mix it up, give us, some lineups, some energy defensively, aggressive coverages, offensively, trying to, simplify things, play more in transition, move the ball and put players in spots where they can find some success. Yeah, I gotta coach us through it. Continuing to focus on the things that we're doing decently. We out rebounded them. Didn't take that we had decent looks, took more shots than them, knocked down some key shots, and we're executing pretty decently down the stretch of games. So just kind of continue to pour into them, and we're right there. We're not getting blown out. Possession by possession games ending with either defense possessions or opportunities to execute on offense. So try to stay positive as much as possible and find some encouragement to get us through this.
Awesome, go ahead.
Hey coach, so in this 5 game losing streak, there have been some pretty high scorers, including, this one. What are you looking at specifically to shore up on defense, and particularly kind of contain, a threat like De'Erica Hamby? Obviously, not the easiest task, but to kind of contain those and the late game pick and rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's difficult. I thought we did a good job on Jackson last time. That was the matchup issue that we had. Hamby is a pro. She's an all-star. She's a vet. She knows when to pick her spots with, running hard in transition or rolling and just kind of giving them what they need. And, it's a tough matchup. I thought Dom gave us really good minutes down the stretch. That matchup is predicated on physicality, athleticism, and trying to match that. And so, I thought that we were in that space. Just some unfortunate, miscues with that. I thought our guards were up to touch. I thought we were physical on the ball. I thought we handled their guards pretty decently when we needed to. But yeah, a player like Hamby just got to be physical. You got to box her out. You got to rebound, and it's difficult. Down a stretch when some of those calls didn't go our way as well.
Hey, Coach, there's a lot of good things going on. Some losses this year. But Nick also said that it's just kind of been a matter of one bucket or one session. Well, that's why it's especially. What's the mood right now? Is everybody frustrated? That's what we can about as far as pushing forward.
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. Because we're pushing through a lot of things at the tail end of this season, and having these performances and not coming up with victories or wins, it is deflating. But my job is to not let them stay in it. This game is done, got to move on to the next one. We got to prepare for a tough Atlanta. It's not gonna get easier for us. NECA is the president in that locker room, and she knows how to, continue to keep that group pretty positive. So
Hi, Coach. Of course, there is disappointment today, but there was one good thing about this afternoon, and it was the game of Dominic Malonga. How do you think she can have the team in the future until the end of the season?
yeah, she's gonna continue to get these reps, which are gonna be important now for the future for her. She is the future, and she's showing game by game her ability to do a multitude of things on the floor. Having these late game situations where she's in there is going to pay dividends for her as well. And, her energy matters, her efficiency and rebounding, it matters for us. We need all of that. And we're going to continue to kind of, rely on that heavily with the minutes that she's going to continue to get.
Hi, Coach. I apologize if I've already noticed this. These last 2 games, Mrs. Sparks have been right down the wire. What has made them so hard to guard? Because they have been on this run of offensive excellence and sustained.
Their 3-point shooting, difficult. You get it from a variety of different players. They have a stretch four who can knock it down. When you have bigs who can shoot three, your team is very potent. Both of them can. And then, their guards, physicality getting that downhill and the way that they score as well. So they've adjusted their offense to the spacing that it is in. They're playing more free flowing, and because of that, they put pressure on the rim. They put pressure, at point of attack defenses because there's so many different athletes who can score at the same time.
Final question, we'll go to Andrew on Zoom.
Thank you very much, Coach. You have a team full of veterans that have seen it all, that have gotten through many adversities throughout their career. With how, again, close these games were, all 5 of them, where they could have gone just a single bounce here and there. Is that something where you're telling your team, hey, this is how difficult it is to beat us, where we can be able to turn this around if we have the little things here, and that we have the team to turn this around and be a title contending team like we believe we are?
I think so. I think, it is, again, we're not getting blown out. We're, up, we're sustaining, we're coming back, we're showing some resiliency. So, I mean, it's no moral victories though. We have to, find ways to come up with these possessions and finish out games, finish out quarters. The little details of the game, they matter for us, and that's how slim the margin of error is. And so, yeah, gonna continue to pour into that. We are right there, whether it's a basket or a stop. We're right there, and I think, just gotta stay positive with the group and push forward.
Thanks, Coach.